Well, hello, Ada. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for being willing to share for my Thursday Thought for the Day that will go on to Dundonald Parish Church Facebook page. Ada, do you want to tell people how we know each other?
Well, we met each other in Killermont Parish Church, well, as friends, but also we worked together and created a wonderful group, Women on Wednesdays. And aside that, we were good friends. We shared a relationship that was just so beautiful, a good fellowship that was so supportive. And that was why it was easy to work together to get, wow, where we got it to, and it's still there, still flourishing. Thank God for it. And from there, we continued to be friends and you continued and you started your candidacy to full-time word and sacrament. And there you are today, a minister. Congratulations.
So Ada, you were one of the many people that encouraged my my desire to minister to people. You are a family pastor at Killermont Parish Church, and you very graciously let me learn beside you, and we did a lot of amazing ministry in the community, especially to women maybe on the outskirts of church, so women that were in the church. So we developed a lovely ministry which is still thriving today in Killermont, which is wonderful. And the exciting news that you shared with me last week or the week before is that you have also been accepted as a candidate for the ministry, so you'll be training to be a word and sacrament minister very soon, which is so exciting.
Very exciting.
I know your gifts, and you're going to be just wonderful for the church here in Scotland. Ada, I was thinking of you a lot in the last couple of weeks in light of everything that's been happening in the news, and really sad things that have been happening in the news. And I just wondered if you would share with people what it was like for you initially as a Nigerian woman coming to live in Scotland for the first time.
It's difficult, naturally, when you are in a new environment, especially with children. But I must say, I have been really blessed. I started from Wellington Church. Being a student in the University of Glasgow and worshiping in the Wellington Church, that was a family of God that really, really touched my life. They welcomed me. So I have had a good story. And then I left Wellington Church, and that's when I became the family pastor for Killermont. And I came here and I was welcomed, very welcomed, made a stranger, made a family, people like you and others. And also God gave me the grace to walk, to see all the goodness and mercies that are around me, So I must say God has really been good to me, yeah.
Have you had any experiences of knowing that you've been discriminated against because of your colour? And if so, how has God helped you to cope with that?
It's so subtle that if you don't know, you'd never understand it. And I think that's why it's very difficult for a lot of people to understand it. Yes, I have. I remember when I came newly, someone said to me, when I said I was working for the church and the Killermont Kiddies, which we run, the mother and toddler group, and I said, oh yes, I run that also. I was saying this to the lady that stopped me and was asking me who I was. And she said, oh yes, are you the nanny looking after the children in the church? And I said, yes. And then she said, oh, it must be really difficult for you coming into a foreign country you've never been. How are you coping? And then I said, well, this is not really my first time of ever being outside my country. Actually, well, it is my first time in Scotland, but I have always been to England for holiday. And then we started talking. Then her attitude changed. Then I said, well, having studied in the University of Glasgow, and this is my second degree, then her attitude changed again. So she already had automatically decided that I'm probably not learned, I'm not doing any more than because of a stereotype. But she didn't mean to, probably, because I know her, continue to know her. But that's how it is for so many people. You are judged immediately, you're seen because of your color, and people don't realize they're judging. Some do purposely, but a lot do not realize that's what happens.
I think the one word that I would use to describe you, Ada, is gracious. And I think you have a lovely way, even when people might be being quite negative. Sometimes, as you say, it's subtle discrimination. They're not realizing they're saying or doing something, but you have a way of speaking to people that help them to it educates them in the process, but in a really gracious way, which I always remember from you, because I remember you were talking with me when you first came, and the way you minister, it's quite a conservative place, and you were a bit concerned why people would be taking you the wrong way, because you're you speak more directly than people in the community that we were serving. And it was just really interesting, just even the subtle things of pragmatics and folks not understanding the way that you would the way you would express yourself. Can you remember times like that?
Oh, I do. Even when you walk past people that know you and you say hello, and they don't. But you see, it's impossible for me to walk past people and not say hello and smile. I'm a cuddler. If it's possible, I give you a hug and I keep walking. So sometimes you walk people, that they know you, and you say hello, and they've seen you, that. But God has given me the grace not to feel or notice it, And as the years have gone by, I've been known, and I'm known by so many. They understand me. They know who I am. They know my children. So I've become a part of the community. But it's not easy to walk past people that know you, that especially the ones you think are yours, and you feel it's just a nod, an acknowledgement. But I must continue to say that I've been really, really amongst those. I would say God has been gracious to me, because he's given me the grace to walk around it. Some other people may not have found it as easy as I have.
We're obviously ministering in difficult times just now with the coronavirus and lockdown, and people like to say the church is closed, but the church is not closed. The church is alive and kicking. The building might be closed at the moment. How has your faith, Ada, helped you to minister in times like this?
God is everywhere. God is in us as the church, as his church. So anywhere we are, we can reach his people. So yes, the building's been closed, but we, the church, are still flourishing. I walk on the street. I take a walk. Walk is something that I do every day. I take a walk because that's a gift God has given me, because that's the way I meet people and I reflect and I appreciate the beauty of his holiness. So when I go out, I stop in front of houses, I make a call and say, I'm just right in front of your house. You want to come out and say hello, or just wave through the window. And sometimes you find that people were actually needing that talk. And then we have 2 meters talk, and sometimes you can't imagine the depth of fellowship that comes out of it. And then I meet 2 other people and walk down, and then I come back home and then make some calls on the phone. And or send WhatsApp messages. And sometimes you're sleeping and the Lord ministers a name in your mind, and you send the person a message, and the person says, oh, this came just at the right time. So the Lord is working. The church is flourishing. The building, yes, we'll go back to.
Well, thank you, Ada. Thank you for taking some time to speak to me today. I thought it was really important when you're hearing in the news Black Lives Matter. And I wanted to say something about what's in our news right now, but I actually think as a white woman, I don't have the experience or the knowledge to speak out. And I just wanted to speak to someone that I know, and maybe I was thinking maybe I hadn't actually maybe not supported you the right way, or maybe not seen things that you had seen, you know. So I think we can't presume that we know what another person is going through.
Can I say something here? I think what people don't realize is that all that is needed is respect, love and respect. That's it. Matthew 7:12 says to us, so in everything, do unto others what you would have them do to you. And that sums up all the law and the prophets. It just says it all. If you love others as Christ loves us, and you respect them, you will regard, you have respect, you'll be thoughtful about what you say or do to them, or around you. You'll be attentive.
Mm-hmm.
When you're attentive, you notice very little things. Then you'll be considerate in your utterances and your approach or your way. So it's just love one another as God says to us. And when we sincerely use that word to love one another and be eager to show it, to show respect and love, that's it. And that's what people miss. When moment you're attentive, the moment you're thoughtful, the moment you're considerate, you have respect and you have love, and that's it. You will notice, and that's when you start noticing the tiny little things when you are attentive. The things people say when they shouldn't say, the attitude people have when they don't realize it. But if you're attentive, you will notice and you realize, oh no, I shouldn't be doing that. So that's just it.
We're one human race. We're all human beings. We're all created in the image of God. Yes. And we all deserve love, care, respect, and kindness, no matter who we are.
Yeah.
Ada, I've really enjoyed our wee chat. I look forward to being able to come and see you again soon, hopefully.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah. Well, bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.